Hello Year 5, welcome to Tuesday's English, where we are applying figurative language. So we're going to carry on our exploration of personification, which, if you remember, is where we have an object doing something a human being normally does that that object cannot do. For example, the wind whistling through the trees. The whistling is a human verb done by the object, which in this case is the wind. So that's personification. We're also going to be using some metaphor and simile knowledge as well. For your starter, could you please follow the link on the website to this? Now, this is a 10-hour video. I am not wanting you to watch the whole 10 hours, but it's just a nice calming video of a fireplace crackling away. Can you write down and describe what you can hear and see in that video? But your challenge is to use metaphor and personification, okay? So remember that your metaphor is something was something else. What's that handwriting? Let's try again. It's something was something else, and personification is using a human verb, okay? That should get you going. So remember, you're using a human verb to describe that fireplace, the sounds and what you can see. And if you really want to challenge yourself, what you can smell as well, okay? Write a description of the fireplace and then come back here. And when you're ready, we will move on with today's learning. Okay, I'm going to move to the next screen in 3, 2, 1. Okay, today we are going to be doing a setting description of Dr. Carmenius's abandoned workshop. So here's some pictures of what it might look like. What do you think you could see, smell, touch, hear and taste? We're going to be using our senses today to inform our writing. So let's do a little bit of annotation of what we can see. Well, I can see lots of cogs and gears. Let's make that a bit smaller, shall we? There we go. I can see lots of cogs and gears. What can I see? Oh, I can see lots of rust. So I can see lots of rusty metal. Absolutely. If you remember from guided reading this morning, Sir Ironsoul is made out of metal, so he must do a lot of metal work. What else? I can see a broken window, so I might say, oh, I can see a shattered window. Now, if the window is broken, I can probably hear the wind whistling through the room, the wind screeching through the room. So I can hear wind whistling, or the wind moaning through the room. I might use that because that's quite a nice creepy sound, the idea of the wind moaning through the room. Okay, what can I smell? Well, if he's been doing metal work, then he probably had a fire to use to do his metal work on, so I can probably smell the soot and the smoke from old fire. I'm just going to move that pencil. There we go. From an old fire, so I can definitely include that. What can I hear? Well, he's all about clockwork, so maybe I can hear some terrible ticking sounds. So a terrible tick-tock sound. That's going to put shivers down my back based on what we're reading at the moment. So that's a start. Can you add in loads more annotations of what you might see or hear or smell or touch or taste in Dr. Carmenius's abandoned workshop? What is it that you guys are going to write down in your annotations? And the more you write on your annotations at this point in the lesson, the better you are going to have. The more useful it's going to be when you are writing your mini burst for me in a short while. Okay, so when you are ready, you can pause me now to give yourself some more time. We will move on, and I want to see pictures of these fully annotated. What kind of things can you see, hear, smell? Give yourself a helping hand for a bit later on. See if you can put in some personification or some metaphors now while you're annotating. That's going to be so super duper helpful. Okay, here is a waggle short burst of a description of Dr. Carmenius's abandoned workshop. Okay, I'm going to read it out, and while I'm reading, have a think of if you can see any figurative language, because that's what we're looking for today. So any figurative language that you've spotted in this passage here. So, the room is a mysterious vortex containing untold secrets and the whispers of spirits. As people walk through, the floorboards groan with the weight of their footsteps. A strange cog is drumming a sinister tune, sorrowful and haunting, waiting for its next victim. Oh, that's a creepy, creepy passage. What skills did you pick out? Okay, so we're looking for personification and any other figurative language, so I might have some metaphors in there. The very first one I found, the room is a mysterious vortex. It's not actually a mysterious vortex, it's a room, but I'm saying the room is a mysterious vortex to tell my reader what kind of creepy feeling there is. It contains untold secrets and the whispers of spirits. Okay, whispers of spirits. There we go, that is a nice bit of personification. In fact, I'm going to do that again and change the colour. So I've got my metaphor in pink here, and I've got the whispers of spirits in blue, because that's got my verb of something that doesn't normally do that. As people walk through, the floorboards groan. Now, floorboards don't groan, so that's a nice bit of personification. The subject is the floorboards, the verb is groan, with the weight of their footsteps. A strange cog is drumming a sinister tune. Okay. It's not actually drumming, because that's something that a human does. So a strange cog is the object. The verb is drumming a sinister tune, sorrowful and haunting, waiting for its next victim. Now, can a cog wait? That is a human verb. So that is another bit of personification. And you may have spotted this extra skill here. Sorrowful and haunting, that's an embedded clause or a little bit of parenthesis. Yes, parenthesis. Okay, so a nice little extra skill in there. I'm using my Year 5 skills, and I've got lots of upscaled vocabulary like sinister, like containing untold secrets. That's very creepy. All right. So hopefully you've spotted all of those skills that I've put into there. That's the sort of skills that I'm looking for in your writing today. That's the expectation, is that we're going to be writing using personification and metaphor. Now, I'm not just going to write a list of metaphors one after another, because that is not going to inform my reader of the story and the pace of what is going on. So we're going to write the next 2 lines together using metaphors and personification. So let's read the final sentence. A strange cog is drumming a sinister tune, sorrowful and haunting, waiting for its next victim. Let's go down here. Okay, I'm going back to here. Well, I haven't got anything about that wind whistling through that window. So we've got the broken window. So I could start with the shattered window was a, what could it be? Well, if something's letting something through, like the wind, I could say it's a gateway for the wind. So the shattered window was a gateway for the whistling wind that curled, let's move that so you can see it, that curled through, I'm just going to move myself, there we go, through the room. And then I might even manage to get a simile in here as well. curled through the room like, what's something that might curl through a room? Oh, I could say it's like well, a snake is quite a creepy thing, quite a creepy animal to think of, like a scaly snake. So the shattered window was a gateway for the whistling wind that curled through the room like a scaly snake. I like that. Let's read it back with my short burst just to double check that I've got the right tone. So the room is a mysterious vortex containing untold secrets and the whispers of spirits. As people walk through, the floorboards groan with the weight of their footsteps. A strange cog is drumming a sinister tune, sorrowful and haunting, waiting for its next victim. The shattered window was a gateway. Now see, what have I done here? I've messed up my tense, so I'm going to adapt that and edit that. The shattered window is a gateway for the whistling wind that curls through the room like a scaly snake. Very nice. And what I might do is put in one of my dramatic dashes from our parenthesis from last week. So now this sentence is full of skills. I've got the shattered window is a gateway, and that is pink because that's a metaphor. It is a gateway for the whistling wind. That's a nice bit of personification that curls through the room. Okay, like a scaly snake is a simile, but we've also got this nice dramatic dash here as well. All of those skills in that sentence. Okay, so that's what you're going to do today, and just like I do when I'm writing, is stop and read back after each sentence, read it aloud to yourself to see if you can spot the skills that you're using and any marvellous mistakes like your tense. Okay, if you're writing in present tense, you've got to make sure the whole thing is in present tense. All right, guys, so remember, we need 12 to 16 lines minimum. That is your expectation today. Can you use similes using like and as, metaphor using was, and personification, so that human verb, okay? What is the object? What is that human thing that they are doing? Okay, and an extra special challenge, if you want to really stretch yourself today, see if you can wind in some of those parentheses that we've been doing this term as well. And your plenary, at the end of your writing, can you read it out loud to do your editing? And can you do some scary voices if you want to record yourself with your creepy setting description of Dr. Carmenius's abandoned workshop? I cannot wait to have shivers down my spine if you want to send me a video of you reading it aloud. Have a fantastic Tuesday, guys, and I will see you back here tomorrow.